Manx Radio Podcasts, powered by Shaw.
The Nation Station, Manx Radio.
Welcome along to the second edition of our mini podcast series for the Isle of Man Film Festival 2016. My name is Emma D, and over the next few months, we're going to be bringing you all the latest updates and exciting things to look forward to at the festival this year. These podcasts are only quite short to give you a little taster of what's going on, so grab a cuppa, put your feet up and enjoy. Now then, since our last podcast, the directors, supporters and organisers of the festival have been really busy. Zoe, who we're going to speak to later on in the podcast, is regularly updating the Film Festival blog, so make sure you do check that out at isleofmanfilmfestival.com. The main sponsor for the festival this year is Lawrence Keenan Advocates and Solicitors, but in addition to this, we also see the return of Pinewood, whose support is so valuable, especially in the eyes of those filmmakers themselves, like those ones that are going to enter the short film competition. Now, a new partner for this year is Manx National Heritage. This is really exciting as the venues like Castle Rushen and the Manx Museum are going to provide perfect settings for really good screenings. And with that, I met up with Zoe Guildford, one of the directors for the festival, along with Lynsey Clague from Manx National Heritage to find out more about how plans are moving forward. So, a lot's happened since we saw you last, Zoe. Now, tell us about the new slogan they've come up with this year. The festival has a bit of a philosophy, and we're going with making film, promoting film, and loving film. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, the point of that was, over the last couple of years, we liked the idea of becoming the friendly festival because of the way that the care and attention we were giving to visitors and guests alike. So someone mentioned it to us, we liked it, we adopted it. And we used it in all our marketing. But this year we realised that actually, to put another level in there, we realised that actually we're not just event organisers, we are filmmakers who put on a film festival. So we thought that that was an interesting angle to promote really for us. Dave Armstrong, my fellow director, and I, with colleagues from the UK, actually made 2 films last month, back to back in 4 days. And these are short films that we call our homegrown films that will be shown at the festival itself. And I think it was just an interesting part of what we do is we know how much goes into making a short film. And so with the competition side of the film festival, we want to be able to be sympathetic to the filmmakers that we're working with, that we're attracting, that we're trying to bring over to the Isle of Man.
Definitely. And I noticed online as well, the short film competition is set to be a really exciting one this year. Now it's launched. How is it going so far?
Yeah, really good. We launched it to coincide with our pre-launch event in March, and we've had a steady flow of submissions, which is brilliant. I mean, we're really excited to watch them. And we've got a great panel of judges lined up who can judge them. We have an early bird offer for filmmakers right now until the end of May, which allows them to submit their film for a discounted rate. And we haven't really promoted it. So in order to, I mean, we've got probably about 20 or 30 submissions so far. Without promoting it, that's actually really, really good. So we're expecting probably a couple of hundred in the end, and I think it's going to be a heartful competition, and hopefully we can get some of those filmmakers, the shortlisted ones, who will have their films screened at the film festival. We hope that we'll have more visitors.
Is this open to anyone, so on island, off island, or is there a criteria you're looking for?
No, it's international, so it is really open to everybody. Of course, we would love Manx filmmakers to submit, and I've had a few inquiries, and it would just be so great to get some shortlisted films which were made on the Isle of Man. So yeah, no, it's open to everybody, and we are getting quite a good level of feedback about the festival from the last couple of years. So it's actually introducing the Isle of Man to people who would never have normally probably found out about it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Bruno Cavallet designed your poster artwork, which is stunning. I know a lot of people agree. Are you working with him more this year?
We are. I mean, Bruno is definitely part of the team. He is one of the. He's been designing our artwork for the poster since 2013, and we were so delighted when he said he'd come back on board and do this year's, which I think is probably his best yet. And we actually have a friend who saw the poster and goes to Cannes Film Festival every year and said that he feels that it rivals their film posters. So that was a massive compliment. And Bruno is getting more involved this year because he's taking more time to get involved in designing of the merchandise. So in the T-shirts, for example, he'll get involved with the design of those, which is very, very sweet of him because he's a very busy man. But no, we're very grateful to have him on board.
How exciting. Now, one of the great additions this year is that you're going to be doing work with Manx National Heritage. So how did this partnership come about?
Well, the Isle of Man Film Festival is passionately Manx. That goes without saying. And so it was an ambition of ours to get, it's almost the support of these Manx organisations, especially Heritage. I mean, it was one of the things that we really, really hoped for our future we would get involvement and partnership with. In our 5th year, it just feels like it's meant to be this year. We were working with Lynsey Clague of Manx National Heritage on a different event. And we just started talking about the film festival. I think that's how it happened. So it's been organic from there, and we're very excited to have them involved.
And like you say, you've been working along with Lynsey, who I'd like to welcome into the studio. Hi, Lynsey.
Hi.
So how do you feel about being part of the festival this year? It must be quite exciting for you guys.
It certainly is. The Isle of Man is an incredibly beautiful place to live, work and visit, and on such a small island, we're really, really blessed. Our people, the environment, the landscape and our heritage sites all help make the island a really unique and special place. So the Isle of Man Film Festival really showcases not just some of our amazing places and spaces that the Isle of Man has to offer, but it also showcases some of the amazing creative talent generated from our tiny island in the middle of the Irish Sea. And Manx National Heritage is really delighted to come on board with the festival, and we're particularly pleased to be able to work with the Isle of Man Film Festival team on showcasing some of our incredible venues.
Definitely. Now, what can people expect from Castle Rushen and the Manx Museum themselves?
So 2016 is our first year of working with the Isle of Man Film Festival team, and planning the festival takes many, many months of hard work. This year we're coming on board with a screening of The Watchmaker's Apprentice in July, a documentary film made on the island which showcases the work of George Daniel CBE and his protégé Roger Smith, two of the most famous watchmakers of our time. And examples of Daniel's work can be seen in the British Museum, the Clockmakers Museum in London and the Bayer Museum in Switzerland. And work on these famous pieces was undertaken in George Daniel's former home in Ramsey, Isle of Man, including the Space Traveller's Watch, which we were hoping to have on display for one of our events in July. So come along and see that documentary in July. We'll have refreshments on offer, and also tickets will be out soon on manxnationalheritage.im. Also at the museum, we'll showcase a week of film screenings curated by Isle of Man Film Festival and well-known film critic Mark Commode. And screenings will take place at the museum between the 5th and 9th of September, and the lineup is top secret, but we're thinking about some films that have been locally made on the Isle of Man. The highlight of our week will be a screening of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves in Castle Rushen on Friday the 9th of September. We're aiming to host a family-orientated screening during the day with a more adult-themed event during the evening. The castle offers the perfect setting for such an iconic film, and the film was set back in the 1300s when Castle Rushen was first built. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing Kevin Costner on the big screen in the castle.
Definitely. So, Zoe, that's perfect, isn't it? Where else could we show that, really, on the island?
Well, we're so excited. I mean, it was Dave Armstrong's hair-capped, like mad-capped idea originally, and we just jumped on it. And then Lynsey's made it happen for us, so we're really excited.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Lynsey, you mentioned at the start of this interview just about how lucky we are really to be blessed with such a beautiful place and such creative, talented people on our island. So why do you feel, sort of representing Manx National Heritage, that events like this, like the film festival, are so important in our community?
Events like the film festival really showcase some of the best talents and locations that the Isle of Man has to offer, not just locally, but on a worldwide stage.
Now then, as it stands, I know you keep saying things are a bit top secret at the moment and we can't reveal too much, but go on, what are you both most excited about as it stands at the moment for this year?
I'm certainly looking forward to Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves in Castle Rushen.
It's just the Kevin Costner thing, isn't it?
It certainly is.
And well, there's so many people in that film that I absolutely adore, and I think with the passing of one of the actors this year, I think it's a bit of an homage to him. And I have to say the same. I'm really looking forward to that night. I think it's going to be fantastic.
Absolutely perfect. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From the chat I had with Lynsey, it's clear to see that the support and passion Manx National Heritage bring to this year's festival. It's going to be such a fantastic edition. The festival is a celebration of not only film, but culture, talent, skills and creativity, whether that's from filmmakers and film lovers on our island or those from across. And when we welcome those from across this year, they'll get to enjoy some of the most beautiful settings our island has to offer. And what could be more perfect to show Robin Hood than Castle Rushen, first built at the time when Robin Hood is set? And on that note, if you're listening to this podcast from off-island, it's great news that fantastic holiday packages will be available to come over to our island for the festival, as the team work alongside Manx Tourism as well. Now, it seems like there's going to be a lot to look forward to over the next few months. So to join in the conversation and let us know what you're most looking forward to or hopefully going to take part in, make sure you do tweet us at Manx Radio using the hashtag IOMFF. So thank you for listening to our little bite-sized podcast for this month. We'll be back soon on all the latest from the team. To find out more, make sure you do head over to isleofmanfilmfestival.com, all in association with Manx Radio. Catch up soon.
The Nation Station, Manx Radio.